clients do presentations. 5 of those companies will be doing just 90-second overviews. So the key for you in thinking about this theme, how do we effectively present to investors, is to really be a student of the presentations. What you want to do is watch each presenter and understand what are they doing well, what's impactful both positively and negatively in terms of what they're saying to the audience. 6 of our companies that are doing solid, hardcore, 5-minute, investor-geared PowerPoint presentations, the real deal. So we have essentially 3 things going on here. So the first thing to think about in an investor presentation is the actual business that you're presenting. Okay, so from a business model point of view, what are the structural characteristics of your business? But then if we think about presenting, we have the presenter and the presentation itself. So just for fun, where do we think most presentations are won and lost? Is it in the actual business? Is it in the presenter themselves, the entrepreneur? Or is it in their actual presentation? That's really the crux of it right there, is it has to be a marriage and a balance of all of those elements coming together. Because we're gonna fold into a much larger event in that other room. We'll probably have 25 to 30 people there. And then you're gonna see the 90-second company overviews, and then you're gonna see the 5-minute investor pitches, and then each of you, as well as all the audience members, will receive a ballot, and that ballot's worth $10,000. And you're gonna have a chance to vote in terms of which company you thought you would put your $10,000 behind, and then we'll announce the results. So this is a real life Shark Tank, right here at the Renaissance Center in Marin.
Today, it's really about exchanging ideas. There's just so much intellectual capital here in Marin. We don't need to go elsewhere. So we're here to exchange ideas. Hopefully at the end of the day, you've learned something. Hopefully our presenters have learned something. We appreciate you being here. If you have any questions, there's Paul, there's Lisa, myself, there's any of the presenters. We'll be around to talk to you, and we really look forward to good things to come.
I'm Penny Simpel, founder of HealthRaiser, and I'm an integrative medicine specialist. And I want to tell you, the #1 health concern in America is stress. And I know you guys, some of you are addicted to stress. There's good stress and there's bad stress. I hope you're all addicted to the good stress. But the bad stress is a problem. And 50% of adults are reporting high levels of stress on a daily basis. And that's a problem, because with 30 years of research, we know the damage that persistent and frequent stress causes on the body and the brain. Productivity, and is the leading cause of or contributor to a wide range of diseases now affecting over 130 million Americans at a cost of over $1 trillion to the US economy. We project that if 0.5% of health providers are utilizing HealthRaiser's programs in 5 years, which is about 2,000 physicians or health psychotherapists and such, there will be about a $20 million mark with very low cost of goods.
California Teamwear is an e-commerce platform that was designed for the management of logo apparel for large organizations. And I saw a need when it came time to order uniform wear, team wear, spirit wear for my clients. Generally, it was a volunteer position that they were put in. They had to pass out forms, gather the information, collect the money, giving all that information back to me, and then I would print it and ship it back to them, and they would distribute. Basically what we do is we build pop-up stores for our teams or schools. I have 6 stores up right now at the moment, and they are loving it. A great thing about this is the fact that we help market this to their audience, and they just have an opportunity to sit down, look at their custom store we have up there, and order what they need, the sizes they want, the colors they want. We collect the money, we print it up, and we ship right out to them.
Have you ever had a red eye, a pink eye, maybe even a black eye? Did you panic? Or did you go online looking for an answer? If you did, you wanted the 300,000 Google searches for this common eye disease every month. My name's Tantrum, adoptive optometry. If you were my friend, you probably would have sent me a selfie, like this one I got just last week. She waited 10 days before sending me a text asking for my advice. I told her to get seen immediately. She got examined, and she was treated that very same day by an optometrist, and she was referred to an ophthalmologist for follow-up. This is her eye look the very next day, vastly improved. What was a simple problem was made more complex due to delay in care. That's why I created Eye Care for All. It's a digital platform designed to meet the huge demand for convenient and accessible eye care services.
In 2007, I was on vacation in Marrakesh. I stumbled across a little kitty on the verge of death that I decided to rescue. This required me to extend my vacation by 5 weeks. My skin and hair were unmanageable in the dry, hot climate of Marrakesh. The products I brought along were simply not working. I noticed that Moroccan women have great skin and hair, so I asked them. And they were generous to share their secret. They use natural ingredients, either alone or in combination with each other, to enhance their performance in a synergic way. I was quite skeptical, so I asked, how do you know these words? They laughed at me, and they said, you know, our ancestors have been using these ingredients for centuries. We know they work. So the ingredients are mainly clays, oils, herbal compounds, floral compounds, and sometimes even spices. So I decided to give it a try, and I was amazed. I was amazed, but also relieved to finally find products that work, that provide the results I was looking for, without having to poison myself with all these chemicals from the products I was using.
High Top Farm's vision is to design, build, and operate commercial-scale hydroponic greenhouse farms right on the campuses of large corporate employers all over the country. We want to grow their produce at their places to support their employee food programs, okay? So why do we want to do this? Well, the agricultural supply chain in America is one that literally runs on vast amounts of oil and water to overcome its inherent inefficiencies. Here's how we do it. First of all, I mentioned we target corporate food programs. By targeting these large, predictable corporate demand centers, we can custom design each individual on-site farm to each of our individual clients' needs, thereby eliminating, in each case, trucking, food waste, and middlemen. Secondly, by establishing long, multi-year purchasing agreements with our hosts, we're able to lock in low, competitive fixed pricing for them and known predictable income streams for high top farms. And thirdly, because we grow in hydroponic greenhouses, we use 90% less water, we use a fraction of all resources, and our produce grows in perfect conditions all year long, anywhere our clients are, Marin to Maine.
Now Archive does two things. We help media survive the transition they're going through thanks to the internet by providing the content they need. And secondly, we provide users what Facebook and Twitter don't provide but could, and that is sharing some of the money they're making from the users' content with them. We are the first distributor of licensed, user-generated video and images to media and others, sharing half of the revenue of the license fees with the user. We gather it immediately from the crowd. We distribute it immediately to the buyers, and we have an affordable licensing program for them. Our beta system allows content to be shared more broadly, more quickly to buyers, and more fairly rewards users.
Allow me to start with a simple question. How many of you have asked yourselves, what am I going to have for dinner? And it was dinner time. That sounds familiar? How about that? How many know what they're going to have for dinner tonight? All right? So it happens to the majority of us, where we wait till the last minute to make a meal decision. So what is Local? Local is a chain of stores that sells affordable, freshly prepared meals made with ingredients sourced directly from the farm and sold through the convenience of a mobile app with the service of drive-through or curb service. We'll be the first fully mobile brick and mortar. We will use repurposed shipping containers to build our stores, which will give us quicker access to market. Our menu will be simple and change with the season. And finally, we're going to use geolocation so that we know when you're getting close to our store to pick up your order, and then we will be able to give even better service.
Now think about this. According to McKinsey, a global consulting firm, 2.5 billion people are joining the middle class. What does this mean? More people, more pressure on natural scarce resources, and more potential for these kinds of negative impacts. So we've developed a technology that actually helps connect the dots. And we've done this, and we're able to sell this to large corporations because we're built on the largest cloud infrastructure known to the world right now, which is Salesforce.com. What this has enabled us to do is not to focus on building infrastructure, but actually to focus on innovation. So we built our product with input from our 3 marquee customers, Marathon Oil and ConocoPhillips, which are both Fortune 100 companies, and Pacific Rubiales, which is the largest independent oil company in Latin America. So we've taken their input and built our product basically tailored to satisfy their needs.
We have the intent to work with those public customers, public benefit organizations that are very interested in becoming leaders in climate change, in addressing climate change and dealing with environmental issues, but they don't have a tax appetite because they're a public organization. They don't have the wherewithal necessarily to understand exactly the best solution to use, even though they know that solar is a very reliable solution. All the pitches of the other solar companies is, you know, the utility costs, are they going up? No. Yes, they're going up. Are they going to ever go down? No. How fast are they going up? They're going up by 5%. We'll only go up by 4%. So we'll save you money. Well, to that we say bunk. And why not go down? And we can, to our investors, deliver at least a 10% of return, while the energy rate, after we've finished amortizing off the cost of the equipment, goes down by at least 5% per year. Why not a fair deal? In detailed specifics, here are the ways that we stack up. We are organized as a benefit corporation, a B Corp. That's a for-profit, for-benefit, mission-driven organization.
As you can imagine, getting a new product into Whole Foods is a pretty challenging task, especially if you're a new, unknown brand. For us, however, Whole Foods were the ones that came to us. We were testing our first product line, which is the fava bean hummus, at farmers markets in the Bay Area, and they came in and put us in most of their Northern California stores, and actually we had to say no to multiple stores because they were too far for us, as we had to self-deliver at the time. So where are we at right now? We have accomplished a couple of significant milestones. We have launched our new branding and packaging into market. We have transitioned to a leading co-packer, and we are just finalizing the agreement with the leading natural foods distributor in the country. And last year, out of 1 product line and 40 locations, we had $157K of revenue.
Let's take a look at the 2 major players in the battery marketplace today. One of them being lead acid. They've been around for 150 years, primarily used in transportation, cars, bikes, and forklifts. The up-and-comer is lithium-ion, very high energy, and of course, cell phones, laptops, and now electric vehicles. These 2 batteries dominate a $54 billion marketplace projected to grow to $80 billion by 2020, introducing a family of zinc-based batteries that can first displace lead acid and then lithium-ion. We're going to do this with a patented, unique zinc anode. Now, last year we competed against 200 other companies and were one of 30 selected by the U.S. Department of Energy's Advanced Research Projects Agency for the development of this new technology. We are now in phase 1, and we are looking for $3 million to match ARPA-E for a phase 2 program.